Everything likes the rip and wrap.
I know it. You know, if you haven't tried reaction baits for walleyes like this, you're missing a boat. Whether it's ripping hard baits like the rip and wrap or the jigging wrap, it is truly an amazing, amazing presentation. And it triggers fish. You could have days with these reaction bites that is absolutely incredible.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride.
Oh, it feels like a walleye. Yeah, that's a good walleye. Oh yeah, thumping, thumping, thumping. I think it's a pretty good one, DX. It's a nice one, nice one.
All right.
Not a giant, just a nice one. Nice enough where you ain't gonna flip her.
You
I think I
ain't
might want a
flipping?
net on her.
Okay. That looks like a better one, Al.
Yeah, just enough where I might want you to net it.
Easy
In
does
there.
it. Well, get him in there.
Okay, get him, get him.
There you go,
Okay,
there you go.
good, hang on.
Be careful there.
Watch it, watch it. That hook will take a second. There. Not a giant, but not a bad one. Okay? You know, we've been doing this for a long time with these lipless crankbaits. I've been fishing them for a lot of years and doing quite well on a lot of fish, but we happen to be talking about walleyes today. And generally, over the seasons, usually we were fishing them in shallow water. By shallow water, I'm talking about 12 feet or less. It works great in summer, like this, on a lot of lakes that have cabbage weeds or sparse weeds on top of flats. A lot of times we would flatline troll them over shallow water flat areas. They work tremendous in rivers. And most recently, a lot of anglers, not that many years ago, up on Lake Winnipeg, zeroed in on jigging these lipless crankbaits through the ice and catching humongous walleyes. And it's spread all over the country. Anywhere there's walleyes, guys are doing this with huge success. Well, what we started to do recently, based on a couple rumors that I heard from a few guys, is fish this bait a little bit different than we ever have before, with huge results. I'm going to show you a little bit about how we're fishing this.
You know, Al and I and our whole staff have been using these baits up shallow for walleyes for years and in river environments and been very successful. And about 5 years ago, Alex Kessler, a good buddy of ours, was up on Lake Winnipeg, and he got onto a bite where he was fishing anywhere from 10 to 12 foot of water through the ice with a clack and wrap and just hammering big walleyes. And if you think about it, it's very logical. I mean, you got a huge area of shallow water, and he was using these baits vertical in a little hole to suck these fish from the surrounding area, and he just wailed on giant walleyes. So, yeah, you know, like everything, we're growing and taking it out into open water now and fishing it deep. Al's fishing anywhere from 16 to 22 foot of water, so we're going to set the depth highlight on here around 20 foot. Menu, chart, go up. Depth highlight. Boom, 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 boom. 20 foot. Exit. Zoom in. See, that's where we're going to be fishing.
Got him?
There we go.
Better fish.
Yep.
Oh, man! How
Yeah.
come I ain't living right.
Spun around. That's how you get these big guys, Al. Clean living. Clean living produces big sheep. Look at that. Boy, they're fun, man.
How come you always have the fun?
Everything
You catch it.
likes the rip and wrap.
I know it.
I'll get this guy out. Whoa, I want to show you this dude. These are cool fish, boy.
Got him. That ain't a bad walleye I got. I have to interrupt here a second while he's getting his sheep. Okay,
Whoa,
he's
whoa.
got the
you
net.
want me to net him?
He's got the net preoccupied with his sheep. Well, I'm whacking, whoa. Well, I'm whacking walleyes in between with the sheep. It's a pretty nice one.
Look at the size of that little drum. These fish are so much fun, boy. And they pull like a truck. Cool thing about these fish, they like to eat a lot of different lures. Soft baits, hard baits. Today we're getting them on, or this guy on, rattle baits, deep.
When you're in the business of teaching people how to catch fish, you need to provide anglers with the finest equipment, backed with the knowledge of how to use it. It's all about blending science and technology with hardcore fishing experience and passion. It's a relentless commitment to quality because it's family, it's personal, and it's all about catching more and bigger fish.
There's a real boy there.
Auto stow and deploy, power trim, and your choice of iPilot or iPilot Link. Ulterra from Minn Kota. We can't believe it either.
There's no place like this.
This segment is brought to you by Gill. Respect the elements.
What we're doing with this bait is really pretty simple. We're fishing it in places and depths that we would normally fish a jig and rap. But we're using it with more success in dark and stained water situations. And what we've done for bass in years in cold water conditions with this bait, a lot of times you're casting it, letting it sink to the bottom, and you're ripping it back like you rip a jig and let it flutter back down. That's what we're doing. But here's the thing that shocked me. I've caught fish so far as deep as about 32 feet doing this. I haven't fished them deeper because I haven't had an opportunity yet. Later in the season when they get down there, they will. But I've had days on this bait that are absolutely astounding. I mean, when I first got out with that jig and rap and seen what it can do in open water, it was amazing. Now, we're not only casting, like a lot of these structures, Danny is dragging in back of me if I'm seeing fish. Sometimes we're catching fish in 22 to 26, and I'm throwing up to about 12, 13 feet of water, casting and fishing it back, and we're actually getting fish in both areas. But it takes a big rip. I mean, you let it sink, and that's the thing that shocked me. It goes so deep, so fast. I don't know what the parameters are, how deep I could fish this thing. And of what I'm seeing so far, like I said, I was into the low 30s with great results. And sometimes you like that. That ain't a big one, but it's not a bad one. We'll see what I got here. What do I got here?
Drum.
Drum!
Yeah.
Oh, I finally had my sheep and I dumped them. We're in a sheep hole. But you could cast it and you could pull it. And what I mean by pull it, you cast it and rip it back like you do a jig. The key is ripping it. And you'll hear that thing, the bait's got so many BBs in it, it is so loud, it goes, and you could feel it on the top of the cast. You could feel it working. You use it wherever you would use a bottom bouncer and a spinner, a Lindy rig and a night crawler, a flatline troller, crankbait, any of those types of presentations where you're fishing fish on structure, you do the same thing with this. The exact same thing. Same way we fished a jig and wrap, but we beef up the rod and reel conditions for it. I'm telling you, it is a bait that it was a real eye-opener for me so far this season. And we're just a little more than halfway through it. I got to fish it for the rest of the year. But I mean, it was incredible, the results that I've had on it. Incredible. You will see and will hear more of fishing this bait this way. I'm sure a lot of other walleye guys, maybe someplace, have been doing it, but I sure never heard about it. If it has, it's been a super secret. I know guys that have fished it shallow, like we were talking about, trolling and casting over weeds and that, but not in these deep water situations. And it can be so hot that if I wasn't in the business of telling people how to catch more fish, I'd probably keep it, especially if I was a tournament fisherman. I'd lock my lips, baby. I wouldn't say anything.
Oop, there's one.
Got him?
Yeah, fingerling.
Walleye.
Walleye, walleye, everything likes it. All shapes and sizes. All shapes and sizes. That's a sign of a good lure though, right, Al? And you get everything bites on it in all different sizes. That's the type of bait you want to be throwing.
No, that's a key. It's like the jig and wrap.
Yeah.
Does the same thing. That's that
You
reaction
can't lose.
bite. It's that good.
Yep. Catches everything. And they stay hooked real good. And that little guy. Sandwichy for somebody, but not today.
You know, the thing that makes this bait so unique for this style of fishing, look how skinny this thing is. Look how thin that bait is. Really thin. But listen how loud it is. The combination of rattle for this bait and the weight on it, it crashes really fast. It's easy to fish in deep water. Some of the other lipless crankbaits, quite a few of them, you look at them, are much wider. They don't fish the same in this deep water stuff where you can rip that thing and it really drops fast for the reaction bite. This bait has got a lot going for it for these walleyes. It's the best that I've seen of this type so far from what we've been doing in this deeper stuff with these lipless crankbaits. You know, bass guys been doing this for years. Striper fishermen, they do this a lot. But walleye guys, I mean, doing what we're doing, casting, pulling, dragging, and fishing this bait down in deep water like you'd fish a jig.
There's one.
Good one. He's got a good one.
Like he was saying, boy, you can fish this thing from the shallows out to the depths. You know what I mean? You're cleaning that whole break.
That's another good fish, man.
Yep, it's a good one, all right. You know, you're gonna have to net
I know that.
Net me, mister.
I know that. I'm just the kind of guy that can do that, too. The one I just seen.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's the kind we come out here for, Bubba. I can tell that head shake. I'm getting excited. Oh, she's not as big as I thought she was.
Get her.
You're a little fat one. It ain't as big as I thought it was. She just was one of a toughie.
Well, that's one of those things, you know, when you're dealing with warm water fish. There we go. Boy, he was tough for a little guy. Flip him back. But that brings up an interesting point. You know, it's midsummer and the water temperature is about at its peak. And that tells you a couple different things. That means that the fish's body temperature is at its peak, and that means their metabolism's at its peak. So these fish are aggressive. You know what I mean? Walleyes are predators just like a lot of other fish. They got big teeth and they like to eat. We're just putting, you know, aggressive baits in front of them. Boom.
Mercury engine test.
Easy to maintain performance you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
Shallow wrap shad's a jerkbait with a secret move. When you pause, the lure slowly rises. I tell you, man, it makes fish come unglued.
He's fished here for decades. He knows every hump, every drop-off, every contour. He's dedicated his entire life to understanding this single body of water, and he didn't know squat about it until 2 hours ago. AutoChart Live lets you build your own high-definition maps anywhere in the world in real time. Only from Humminbird.
Where we headed? Rocks! Better go with the swinging rugby jig. I know what to do, thanks. It's articulated, swinging head. Let soft plastics move naturally and freely. I know, I designed it. Plus, it's got that extra long Z-bend hook that you love. And it's got... Hey, little help here? Oops, I'm sorry. Did you say something? Come on, help me. Turn this bag over.
Mercury engine test.
Smooth, quiet power you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Looks pretty good.
Yep, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Ooh, he's got it all the way down his mouth. Yep. He's got that thing down his whole throat.
Here we go. Al is busy up front, manning the boat. Look at that. Do you see how that fish ate that bait? That's how a lot of times these fish, well, they hit those lures, boy, they just crunch it. They get the whole thing in their mouth. Nice little fish. We'll get her back in the water.
Got him.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a walleye.
All right.
Can't tell that the walleye, not a bad one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. There's some in there.
You want me to net them?
No, no, I just left them in. I think she's tail hooked pretty good. Oh, come here. That'll work. There's no sense in netting them if I don't have to net them. They like it, I'm telling you, they truly, truly, truly like it. And it is one real fun way to catch fish. You know, anytime you can rip jig with a bait like this. The interesting thing to me is you feel everything from the top of the cast, you know, and as I rip it back, you could feel the whole thing go, and then it glides down like this and goes, you feel that bait work. And the thin body of the different lipless crankbaits that we've played with to do this with, you know, this is the best on the deep water jigging. We had a single knocker for years, one of the better baits for shallow casting and retrieving for us has been clacking wrap. It's a single knocker bait. And walleyes really liked that when we were up shallow, but it didn't quite rip jig the same. It's a much wider bait, much fatter bait than this. You know, these lipless crankbaits, some are silent, some got a lot of noise in them, and then you got the single knockers. In this dark water and jigging, rip jigging in this darker, slightly stained water that we're in now, noise is a big factor. That's a good thing.
You know, this style or this family of baits are a guide's dream because they're rather simple to fish for novice anglers when they come out and do this type of fishing or casting up onto the shallows. But the one thing about these baits is they got a lot of flash, they got a lot of sound, and they got a lot of vibration, and they're kind of like fish magnets. You know, when fish are sitting down there, they can see it, feel it, and hear it from a long distance, and fish just are attracted to it.
I got to ask you a quick question. I know a lot of you walleye guys are saying, that's interesting, I'm going to try that. Now, I have never heard of anybody fishing the Great Lakes pulling lipless crankbaits like this for walleyes on lead core, flat line on boards when they're high. Never heard of anybody doing this. Somebody had to. If you know it or you've done it yourself, send me an email. I want to know what's happening out there. I'm really curious if this works on suspended fish in big open. I know it has to. I know it has to, but I just haven't heard from if anybody has. I'm real curious.
You can see how simple of fishing this is. I mean, we're pretty much just lawn mowing water. Al's got that 4-track set in about 30–40%. He's got it on continuous. And I just sit back here and rip, let it hit the bottom. Rip, let it hit the bottom. Rip, let it hit the bottom. But that trolling motor just gets it at the right speed. That 0.8 is about perfect for this depth that we're in right now. Look how easy this is with the Humminbird, the sonic system. 2 fingers, swipe. Now you set, boom. Now all of a sudden I got my depth, map, and my speed on here. But you can save a ton of different presets on here so you can easily access a bunch of different features.
Got him. It feels good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whoa.
Barn burner.
Yeah, not a bad one. Oh boy.
That may be.
I'm not sure if it's fighting like a walleye. Whoa, whoa.
That warm water, they're pretty tough,
Yeah,
aren't they?
I know it. I mean, he don't want to come up. I don't know if it's one of them drummies or not. I think it's a big, oh, it's a big walleye.
Big walleye?
Yep, big walleye. A netter walleye.
Okay.
Absolutely a netter walleye, Dan. That felt so good. He almost hit it under the boat. I was catching nice fish.
Ooh. He was cleaning the, oh, there you go, Al. Look at that. Beauty.
Yeah.
There we go, Chief.
Swing her
there
here.
you go, Al, boy. That's a nice one.
Whoa, whoa,
Whoop,
she
whoop,
just
whoop.
threw the bait.
That's all right.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Oh, come here, baby.
You got her, you got her.
I got her.
All right.
Okay, you dig the bait out of there
Got
for
it.
me. You know, if you haven't tried reaction baits for walleyes like this, you're missing a boat. Whether it's ripping hard baits like the Rappin wrap or the jigging wrap, which we've been using for years. It is truly an amazing, amazing presentation, and it triggers fish when live bait. Only gets a few. You could have days with these reaction bites that is absolutely incredible. You gotta give it a try. You gotta add this to your bag of tricks if you're a walleye fisherman. We're always looking for a secret to success, like lures, legs, spots. Here's one mechanics have been using for decades to solve fuel system problems. It's seafoam motor treatment. Seafoam helps do the few important things exceptionally well. Removes harmful engine deposits, controls moisture, stabilizes fuel for up to 2 years, and adds lubrication to fuel, so engines run cooler and last longer. To me, this stuff is like a miracle in a can.
This is the finest fishing boat I've ever been in my life, and I'm so proud because I'm the owner of this one.
As far as fishability with this boat, I'm not limited to one specific type of species. For me overall, it's a fantastic boat.
My job is simple when I'm guiding. It's to find fish and to catch fish, and to be successful at it, you need boat control, and Lund boats, they're second to none.
It's like I went to the factory, they put me in the seat, and they said, what do you want? And they built it around me. This is a fishing machine.
Shallow Rap Shad's a jerkbait with a secret move. When you pause, the lure slowly rises. I tell you, man, it makes fish come unglued.
The Edge is presented by these and other fine sponsors.
Got him? Better fish. Tell me something.
I don't know what it is.
It's a fish. That's a big walleye. I guarantee it is. I'm gonna hit Mark. I could tell the way the rod is going.
Oh yeah. Look at that. Snaking. Doesn't feel like a pickle, that's for sure.
You can tell that head shaking. It's one of the big old walleyes where I gotta come back and dip your fish.
Yeah. We could have a...
She's a whopper stopper, ain't she? Pretty big fish. Boom. Nice fish.
Look at that rod just... I set the hook and I thought I was snagged on a piece of wood or something.
See the color. At least you're not horsing her. I like that.
Nice.
Wow.
Big walleye. Big
nice
walleye,
eyeball.
Al.
Yeah, I see it. Big eyeball.
Oop, the hook just popped out.
That's the kind we come out here for, Bubba. Get her in here.
Get her.
I got her, man.
There we go.
There
Look
you
at
go,
that
man.
size of that thing, Al.
It's a good one.
That is a brute, boy. There we go. Let me get the hooks out of this bad boy. Boy, that fish fought like a world champion. Look at the size of that fish, boy. She fought like a real trooper. Like we've been saying all day, these baits work for a lot of different fish. We've caught sheephead on them, caught crappies, perch, bass, largemouth, smallmouth, and walleyes in the depths. You gotta try it.
Hey, I want to take a moment to share with you an email that I just got from a close friend of mine. And it's titled 10 Ways to Love. Now I'm going to put this up on the TV screen so you could take a look at it and follow along with me in case there's particular scriptures that you want to remember. Number 1, listen without interrupting, Proverbs 18. Speak without accusing, James 1:19. Give without sparing, Proverbs 21:26. Pray without ceasing, Colossians 1:9. Answer without arguing, Proverbs 17:1. Share without pretending, Ephesians 4:15. Enjoy without complaint, Philippians 2:14. Trust without wavering, 1 Corinthians 13:7. Forgive without punishing, Colossians 3:13. Number 10, promise without forgetting, Proverbs 13:12. I really enjoyed that. We had to share that with you. I'll tell you what, I'm so thankful that I don't have to face the challenges of the day and the world around us without God's word right next to me. Something that I could stand on, believe in, and have seen work in my life. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, you have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.